This is a bare rug bunkered, floor stacked, wide gap solo snowball base that you can fit duo or trio in, and it's going to be super nice and super easy. It is a little bit advanced, but we're going to make it super nice and super easy for you. And rather than showing you a bunch of different debug camera angles and anything like that, we're just going to get right into the base tour because it is going to be extensive with all the crazy peaks. And keep in mind, with our externals, we can do a disconnectable version like this or just a standard one, whatever you want to do. And it is completely three-way symmetrical. So we're going to come right into our front door here where we have our double door, single door airlock in the triangle. And that way we have our outward facing single door to give us all those angles. And then we come inside into our shell right here and we have three-way peaks. It is sort of like a TRIFORCE Dorito core but mixed with a 4x4 or a box style base with all the sorts of peaks and the online defense. And coming up into our TRIFORCE core here, we do just have very standard stuff here. Put your tier 2 in some storage. You have one bag in the core, again solo sort of snowball base, a bunch of barrels and boxes here, and the upkeep is incredibly nice actually. It is 8.2k metal, 57 HQM, and 10.3k stone. Again, it's not that bad, especially considering the externals are only like 500 stone and like 500 metal or something. And we are just going to put our bunker seal right here, and we'll have our bare rug bunkered core. And you just go ahead and break that twig and come up out of your bunker. You do need a ladder, or if you want to do a jump up with a furnace or anything like that. Very simple TRIFORCE core here. And we do have a double door, single door airlock. This double door disappeared, and coming up into our third floor, we will have a bedroom area right here, and you can do 3 different bed points right here. And again, you have completely symmetrical angles right here on all 3 sides. And then you can jump up into the shooting floor, open core area, or whatever you want to call it. Just the activity area that I like to do right here. And it's just a big open area with beds, barrels, lockers behind the roof ramp peaks. And these roof ramp peaks are wide gaps, so you can go ahead and peek out on all of these. And then you have a nice, completely crazy angle right here for each of the externals. So if they are sort of raiding your external, you can come up here and you get this crazy gap with the Brutalist peak and an extra block. And you have a really wide angle right here because you have wide gap floors. And then coming up into the mountain style roof right here, if I can make this jump, we have our actual shooting floor up here. And here you could do more beds, barrels, campfires, whatever you want to do. And we have a mini wide gap area here with peak downs, as well as being able to go through the window through this low wall. And coming up here, you have another bedroom right here that does put you out into this Brutalist roof ramp wide gap peak where you can access that locker without the embrasure. Without the embrasure, you can access that locker and get angles right there, and you have angles all the way down here. And then again, if you open this door right here, if I don't get this bed, if I open this door right here, you have angles right here. And that's right on the other door. And again, it's 3-way symmetrical, so you have all those angles on every side. And then we have 3 turret pods up here where we can put windmills on top of. Same thing right here. Again, you have all of these angles. And it's just like a solid triangle span base. I have done this before. It was a really old base design called the TRIFORCE. But it is incredibly nice and incredibly easy to defend, and it's all triangles. And keep in mind, this is floor stack. So this floor right here, we have 2 layers to get down into our shooting floor. So it is very nice, and you can spam multiple garage doors here. So it's 369 to get in here, 369 to get in here. And again, incredibly nice and incredibly easy. You have all 3 symmetrical sides for jump ups into the shooting floor, just like this. And again, it's going to be very nice to start. Not too nice to start actually, but again, it's incredibly easy, and the advantages are pretty crazy because look at all these crazy angles you have. Okay, it's super easy to build. You do need to get somewhat of a startup, so we are going to do a 1x3, and we're going to need a campfire. Then we're going to need a bare rug, a place like this. And now we're ready to start the base. And we're going to do a 3-step triangle process here. We're going to do on the campfire, off onto the bear rug, and butt this up, and then down off the bear rug. Make sure you're all blue right here. Looks like I'm not, so I have to redo this because I didn't hold Alt correctly. And you can just do it on the other side, especially if you place these in the center of the foundations rather than I have it here on the corner. We're just going to go on the campfire, off down to the bear rug, make sure we're buttoning that up there, and then down to just a regular. And again, make sure you're all blue here. And then go ahead and start it. You're going to build off your tallest floor stack foundation, 3 extra triangles, and upgrade it to wood so no one can break it out later. And then you're just going to break all of this here. And keep in mind this second one is our high foundation. So we're just going to roll this over like this to create our TRIFORCE core. And then we're going to do full walls all around here like this. And then make sure all floors here are coming off the high foundation. We're going to do 2 triangle floors here and then a frame in the center, and make sure our third triangle is coming off all of those. And you could guarantee it by not having a socket in the center there. Then you can go ahead and place your TC here with the frame, and then hop up in there and put your TC there. And you can demolish that and upgrade everything here. Then we can put a window right here, and then this spot over here that is also in the high foundation, we can go ahead and put a shelf there. And then you can put a garage door, double door frame right there, because that's not a bunker seal. And you still don't have this floor placeable here. And then you have your early game bunker just like this. And a nice easy way for a jump up early game is just to place that twig floor there, and then you can put a sleeping bag in here. And you go ahead and break that there. And then now once you have this, you can create a little jump up and do a little snowball right here. I like to do a jump up on top of the TC. And then we can go ahead and do a double door, single door airlock. I'm going to do it right here just so we have that double door swinging to the left. And one thing to make sure is this frame above your bunker seal, if you place it normally here, it's going to be off the high floors, and then your bunker seal is going to be red. Do not do that. So what you need to do is do twig bunker seal and then place it off of there. And then you place a third one up here, and you could upgrade these 2. And now you can go ahead and shoot out your bunker seal. And these 2 stay, and now you won't get all the red, and you can seal your bunker. And then we'll go ahead and upgrade this here and do a jump up on this side. And now we can put all our double door frames here, because these ones won't cause any errors. And then we can go ahead and seal up everything here. Doesn't matter which one you put it on for these, you may start seeing a gap right here. I mean, not a gap, but this little bear stack right there. And we're going to do a single door up to our 3rd floor. And that's pretty much the starter right there. And this double door frame, again, is just to ensure you're doing the bunker correctly. We can go ahead and demolish our jump up. Now from our wood foundation, we're going to build back and create all of our shelled TRIFORCE core here. And we're just going to wrap this around very smoothly. You can do 3 squares, 3 triangles, 3 squares, 3 triangles. And then we can demolish the squares, upgrade the triangles. Or, now that I'm thinking about it, you could just triangle spam anyway. You could do a square airlock or the triple triangle. I like to do the triple triangle like this. And we'll just go ahead and do that on all 3. And now we're just going to do full walls all around these for our peaks and shell area. And then we're going to do double doors like this, and then a single door on the right. That way our double door swings outward to the left to create an airlock. And then we're going to do 2 upgraded floors here, and then we leave this empty because we want a ladder hatch up there. And we're going to upgrade that frame. And we're going to repeat that on all 3 sides. And if you just notice now, I do have my PvP graphics settings on that I play with, and not fancy high max graphics for thumbnails and build videos. I was getting crazy amounts of lag earlier, so now I'm just doing this. And again, we're going to leave that free right now. We're going to upgrade the second wall here. And make sure to put a double door frame here for our garage door. And now we can go ahead and make this like this. And seal that wall off here. And you don't have to put a frame here because we're going to put one at half height there anyway. And then we're just going to repeat that again on all three sides. And then we want double door frame here, not there, double door frame here. And then a window right here. Go ahead and upgrade those. Looks like we forgot that. And then now to block this off for our early game peak, you're going to do twig floor here. This half wall, just so you can get that floor at that height to intersect those windows so no one can jump up or ladder through those. Just like that, and then we can add a frame at half height here, which is going to be a bit annoying now that we don't have anything. So I'm just going to use a ladder. You could use a furnace or oil refinery, or really anything to jump up in here. We're just going to use a normal ladder. And we're going to jump up to our third floor here. Now on this, we're just going to do all on the low right here from the floor stack to create a solid floor to run on here. And it may be trying to do off of the bare rug side, so you may not get stability. You just gotta look at it at a different angle, just like this. And now you have all of this sealed up here. And we're gonna do one third story layer right here on all three sides here for our bedrooms and 4x4 style peak downs. And then we're gonna do one more right here for our jump up into the next story. And if you aren't, you could just look down to get this. And if you aren't able to look down, you could always put a twig floor right here, and then that really makes it a lot easier. You could demolish that twig floor. And then now we are just going to do two windows right here so we could peek into our shooting floor, and then more double door spams right here. We have a bunch of garage doors here, and we can seal this up like that. And then we are just going to do a twig half wall here to jump up, and you can do the old jump up and demolish. And then you are going to be able to do full floor stack all the way around here. You may need to add those double door frames or just fill the floors out to get these edge ones. It looks like we will need a double door frame in here somewhere. And you can do a double door frame over here. Again, just make sure to look down because you're going to have three different planes here. You're going to have low, fair stack, and regular floor stack. And now again, we're just going to jump up here. We do want ladder hatches, or we'll just use a ladder right now. We want triangle ladder hatches, but now we can go ahead and cover all of this with a floor stack. And keep in mind, and actually be able to seal this right here. And keep in mind, you could access the floors on the underside, all of them, and you can access the floors on the top right here. You could do both layers stone and then upgrade them later. And it looks like we need another double door frame on this side. Or we just need to put the wall. No, that's the floor stack one. I think we're missing, oh, right there. Missing these on all three sides. We did not have symmetry on, because it's just a lot easier to explain it without symmetry. Here it looks like This may just be one of them is bare stacked right here and one of them is not bare stacked, so we're just gonna ignore this one. You can get it to work just because, so we're gonna just do that on the upper one so we don't have to sit here and keep worrying about this. So that one's not gonna be floor stacked just on this one try. Now we can go ahead and seal all of this here. And have 2 layers. Except for that one triangle that no one should know about. And then we're just gonna go ahead and do double door frame here, seal this up. Double door frame here, seal this up. And then on all 3 of these, we're just gonna add half walls and roof pieces. And you may need to get this floor here to get you a nice placement on that. And then we're just going to break these twig floors and we're going to add a locker. And once you have that, this is going to be single stacked on all 3 sides. Alright, and to place our, sorry for the cuts, again, very laggy, but for our lockers, before we go ahead and place those lockers, in order to seal the floor up here, we are just going to need a double door frame on this right here, and this floor right here is going to push stability to 12 to this one, and we need that on just 2 of them temporarily, like this, and then we could seal this up here, and then we can demolish these. And it's very exact on the stability. If you don't do that, you'll never be able to place those. And now we could place our lockers right here, and again, for the locker, you're going to push it all the way up against the back of the wall, and then you're going to pull it up like a single pixel. And then you'll still be able to place your roof pieces here, and then with a skinny stone skin, you'll be able to access that through the roof. Again, all the way up against the wall, pull it up 1 pixel pretty much. If you pull it up too far, you'll have red roof pieces here, and then you can still access that. And if you're having trouble with how far you need this to be, you could just use the floor pattern to guide you there. And once you have this, you're going to do low wall single door right here and jump up. Doesn't matter which side you do it on, but you can just make it symmetrical like this. And then we are just going to do window, window, double door frame here, single door, half wall. And we're going to repeat this on all 3 sides here. And then we're going to do a double door frame here with the garage door to enter our wide gap piece. And this is all open right here. And then now we are ready to start our wide gaps. And in order to start your wide gaps, very simple. You're just going to do a triangle on this right here in the little empty section. And then you're going to go out 4 squares just to give us room to come back with a square. And we're going to demolish all of this. I'm going to build back just with the single hexagon, and then square, square, and then now that's why we built out an extra one, just so we could do this without wasting more twig. And you can break all this here and upgrade the 3 square foundations here, and then we're just going to do a regular non-disconnectable on this one. There should be 4 squares and then a single triangle, the exact distance for your TC. And you can just do a regular window external TC there. Then we're just going to do double door frames all the way up here. We'll go ahead and zoom this in on stone, and you're just going to do very standard all the way up, just like this. Should be 4 full floors. And we're going to repeat that on the other 2 sides. Then 4 squares out, come out with a single half moon, and wrap around with squares like this and upgrade the 3, demolish the rest here. And then we'll do a disconnectable one on this one. So we're just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And raise it like this, and this should be exactly where your TC is in the corner. And we're going to do full wall right here, put the TC, however you want to do it, in a window. And then you're just going to go ahead and seal this up, single door, double door airlock, whatever you want to do. Now you demolish the last one, upgrade these, and you can do a triangle right here so the roof has 2 foundations holding it up and not just one. And you do a roof piece right here, and to connect them you're just going to hop up in here, very standard, my first rust video ever, and you're just going to do a wood or twig floor right there. Again, we're going to zoom up with the stone frames here, 4 stories. And repeat that on the 3rd side. We'll just do one more disconnectable here. Again, demolish that one. Put a triangle so our roof piece doesn't just break with one soft side foundation. And then I can never make that jump off the roof. Got a great server lag right there. We're just going to attach that and put a door on here. And you could use any sort of deployable to jump up in there. And again, 4 stories up. Once you have that, now you're fully ready. And we are just going to use either our ladder hatches right here or our regular ladders. And you can get the ladder hatch at 0.5 right there, just by going like this. Twig and twig. Just do this and twig, and then you could do a triangle floor frame at half height through the wall. And we're just going to do double door frames here, all the way up, same 4 stories or 3 stories, to get more stability for our shooting floor. And we're going to run up all the way to our shooting floor, and now you can create your floors like this with your wide gaps and your peak downs. An incredible lag on this, always the best server performance ever. And then we're just going to go ahead and do the same thing on all 3 sides right here, window, 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 window. And you won't have access to that because this roof peak is only going to be accessed by the bedroom. And you can jump up into your bedroom here. And we're going to put a square floor right there. And then 3 half walls, 3 windows, and a brutalist ramp. And again, without the embrasure there, so you could pick up the embrasure and then access your locker from this side. And we'll go ahead and seal that up and repeat this on the other 2 sides. now, once we have this, we can go and seal all our floors here. I like to do these off of them. You don't need to, but I like to do them all off of the one, just so there's not a gap for them to shoot up and down, unless they're at the very edge here, not right on top of us. You don't want them using your own peaks against you, pretty much. And then now we can just do a twig half wall up here. And here's where we put all of the square roofs right here. But first, we're gonna do a extra spot right here. You can just do frames, but I like to do just a full wall, and you could put even more turrets or just like deployables or something up there. And now once you have this, you can go ahead and do all of the roofs in this plane to get your nice conditional right there. And that way they can't be on your mountain style roof. If they are on your roof peak right here, looking in right here, they won't be able to access the roof unless they come up here, and now they'll be shot by turrets. And you're just gonna do one set of 3 double door frames right here on each one of these, and then a single triangle floor here, and a frame, and then 4 half walls. And you're gonna need lots of parkour and laddering to do this. You can put a twig half wall right here, jump up on it, and then get up to here. And we can go ahead and demolish this, and everything is pretty much done right here, or everything is done. And now you just go ahead and add all of your window embrasures, just like it is in the intro. Go ahead and add all of your garage doors, your ladder hatches, everything. Upgrade your core. Of course, you could do this in stages for the upgrading, and then you can have your bedroom peak shell right here, and then your ladder hatch to go up here, or a regular ladder. Again, all you have to do is go ahead and upgrade. It's super nice and super easy. Crazy bear stack, floor stack, bear bunker, wide gap, solo Dorito Triforce base. Super nice and super easy.